What up, y'all? So today I'm doing an install video and you guys are coming with me. We're going to be installing a USB on my Yamaha MT-03. So most of my content is actually all about my Honda Shadow, but I am having some electrical issues currently with the bike, and so I am not using it as much. And my daily commuter is a Yamaha MT-03, and I absolutely love the bike. Recently put a nice cell phone holder. Now that I got that all set up, I was like, well, I should probably run some power here so that way I can charge my phone while I'm riding. So that's what we're doing today. All right, Amazon special. Based on the reviews, this one was decent, so this is what we're gonna do. All right, so let's unpack this together. It should be just the USB. Oh, it comes with a mounting bracket. Did not expect that, to be honest with you. Coming from the chopper world, I was just gonna zip tie it to the handlebars and just keep it pushing, but looks like I'll be able to do a nice install on the actual bike. So here is the mounting bracket. Oh, comes with a fuse. That's nice. I was worried about that. You know, sometimes you don't get the fuse in these packages, and I'd have to go run over to O'Reilly's real quick and get a fuse. Here's the actual unit. So let's see here. Oh, all right. So here's where the fuse goes. Oh, already went in there. Okay, so it comes with a spare fuse, which is really nice. So this, what it seems like, this would, if your bike comes with a trickle charger, that would be actually a really nice install, because then it's just already wired up and good to go. But this is if you want to run this straight to the battery. So to be honest with you, I've actually never seen a trickle charger on my Yamaha, so I might have to just go straight battery. But if I do find a trickle charger, like I said, I've never seen one on there, then I'll just do that, because that'll be a much easier install. Here's the actual unit. Comes with 2 USBs and this really nice switch, so that way you can control if the unit is actually on, and then it has a little display with the amperage or wattage. I'm not an electrical guy, so I don't know, but I believe one of them is 1 amp, which is not really going to be running that great, but to actually charge your phone, you're going to need the 2.1 amp, which this has. So that's kind of nice. And lastly, we have what looks like a trickle charge extender. I don't know why you would need that if it already plugs in, but oh, here we got some instructions on how to install, and yep, there's the trickle chargers. Whatever. And then install manual. Oh, and how to install the mounting bracket. So fairly easy install. It's not going to be too hard. The biggest thing is obviously moving around all the plastics, tucking everything in, zip tying, so it's going to be nice and clean. The Yamaha MT-03 is a hyper naked bike, so it doesn't have a huge fairing in the front, so that's not really going to be a huge issue. It is a frame based off of the R6, and that has tons of plastics. I went for the hyper naked because it looks way sicker. But there is some plastics I'm gonna have to move around. So we're gonna head over to the garage and we're gonna get this going, and then we'll go for a test ride and see if my phone actually charges while I'm riding. All right, let's go in. Alright guys, moving over to the voiceover. So first things first is we want to connect to the battery so that we can make sure that the unit actually works before we go install everything and zip tie. So I actually removed the first 2 bolts, and then I realized I had to remove the passenger seat to access the battery. So as you see, I'm putting the 2 bolts right there. That little plastic part just pops right off. Put that to the side. The bolts to get to the battery are 2 8mm bolts. Once you unscrew those, you can have access to the battery power. Pretty simple. Alright, so I like to put a screwdriver right against the nut so that way it's easier for me to screw in the bolt. Don't forget, black with black, red with red. That fuse you want to get connected to the positive node. This is probably the hardest part of the install, just because the nut tends to move around when you're trying to put it in. There you go, super easy install. Now we are going to connect the unit to the battery so that we can see that it works. If it turns on, then we'll do the rest of the install. And there it is. 12.8 volts. Don't mind me fiddling with the charger, trying to figure out how it plugs in. So even though the unit turns on, let's see, does it charge my phone? There it is. Beautiful thing. Now let's go ahead and do the rest of the install. After you realize that the unit is working, it's time to remove the plastics. With the MT-03, because it is a hyper naked bike, there's not a lot of plastics to move, so all I did is undo the side bolt next to the chair, and now I'm removing this little piece just so that I can tuck it in behind the frame. It's 2 bolts up top, 1 bolt on the bottom, and then it has 2 little connectors that you want to pop right off. Now, it came with a mounting bracket, and then after looking at it, I realized I wanted a little bit more of a cleaner install, and I thought I could install this behind the windscreen. This little windscreen I picked up on Amazon for $20, and I just thought it looked really good on the bike, so now we're going to install it behind there. There's a slight gap between the speedometer and the bike, so I tucked it in there so I can get a nice clean install. Now I'm running it behind the fork so I can tuck it in, and I'll be zip tying the cord to the existing cord so that way it's a lot easier. Now I'm essentially just following the frame, following where all the existing cords are so I can get a cleaner install. I recommend wrapping it around the frame so if it ever comes loose, it's still holding on to something. Now that all the cords are connected, I'm just going to tuck this in so that way once I reinstall the seat, I don't have to worry about any wires getting crimped. See, it tucks right in here. It's beautiful. You just want to tuck in the wires, flatten them down a little bit so the seat doesn't crush it. I'm going to be running it down right here behind the plastics. I got it tucked it right here in the frame. It comes all the way around. This little section right here I'm just going to zip tie so that way it holds nice and secure. It goes up through the top of the bike into the tachometer, and there it is. A little easy install, and it's kind of hidden. Now it's time to reinstall the plastics. Same thing as before, find the 2 sections that snap into place. Then you just have your 2 bolts up top and 1 bolt on the bottom. And the final moment of truth, installing the phone onto the cell phone holder, tightening it, and then obviously just turning everything on to make sure that the install went correctly. In the future I'm going to have to get a shorter wire because I don't want to wrap this huge cord around my bars. Turn it on and it should be charging. There it is. Now I got power while I ride.
Alright guys, that was it. Very easy install. Took a little bit longer than expected just because I dropped a couple bolts in the bike and then I had to go fishing for them. I was gonna go for a ride and then just so you could see it in action, right? Me riding around while the phone is in charging, but it ended up getting really dark very quick. So now that it's like winter here, the sun goes down a lot quicker. So didn't do the riding part, but hopefully you guys like that. I'll try to do a couple more install videos in the future when I do installs. And yeah, we'll keep it going. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that, you know, bullshit noise and shit. All the interaction helps the algorithm, helps my tiny little channel. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, shit. That didn't work.